South Africa has received the first batch of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine to boost its vaccination program. The doses will be received every week, with a total of 4.5 million doses expected by the end of June. South Africa resumed vaccination using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that had stopped being administered over reports of blood clots elsewhere. The country has vaccinated over 318,000 people, according to data from the Health Ministry. It has so far recorded over 1.5 million coronavirus cases, including 54,417 deaths. Well, for more analysis of some of the global COVID-19 trends, let's speak with Dr. Olufemi Oyeka, a physician in Essex. It's good to have you on the COVID-19 update. Well, we just saw South Africa taking delivery of the Pfizer vaccine, and it looks like that will be the next trend for African countries, seeing that Nigeria has also approved it for emergency use. But let's talk about the UK first. The UK has just delivered its 50 millionth vaccine in 5 months. So that's an average of 10 million doses per month. It sounds like a piece of cake, but it wasn't exactly a walk in the park, was it?
Absolutely, absolutely not. Well, first, thank you for making me part of today's discussion. I'll be very candid with the situation of UK, to be precise, that there was credible information dissemination, and the entire country was aware that the only pathway to get business, life, every other aspect of daily activity back to normal was for everybody to make themselves available for the COVID vaccine. And we also know that the temporary measures like social distancing, face mask, and hand hygiene were not definitely going to be the game changer. So that was why you see that, to be very honest with you, there was mass training of staffs, nurses, pharmacists, doctors that had to make themselves available to deliver the jabs. And this was one of the key cornerstone that led to the tremendous achievement of 50 million people having the vaccine in about 4 to 5 months.
I mean, just looking back at December when we saw the first jab administered to that elderly woman just back then, and now 50 million. But when you look at this, the way the UK approached the vaccination drive, which you have largely talked about, what would you say was most significant for you in achieving this success?
I think it was more of community response, more of people believing in the government. People believed that their government was for them, and that this was the government of the people, by the people, and there was nothing like maybe there was a cabal that was trying to use the vaccine to guinea pig, you know, this kind of sideline theories, guinea pig, all those didn't, that didn't exist here. People understand that the government was supposed to serve the people. And when the government says that this vaccine, even though we are not 100% sure about the what's going to happen, but these vaccines can most importantly stop the deaths from going on. It can so in a way, people were willing to make themselves available for the trial, for even to get themselves vaccinated, and to a very large extent. It's more of cultural thing here. It's more of cultural, where anybody that is ill, the first thing to do is to consult your doctor, consult your health expert. That's a very big difference in terms of what happens in Africa or in Nigeria, to be precise. When a Nigerian is ill, you would have tried maybe the traditional means, the spiritual means, pastor. That's, I don't know if you know what they call babalawo or something like that, but those are not very prevalent here, but those are means that they would have tried before coming to the health expert, which is usually the last resort. And by then, usually the situation is very, very unsalvageable. But here is different. So that's why you see that even like, let me add this. In Malawi and South Sudan, as of yesterday, the vaccine that WHO helped to procure to give to these countries have expired, and they had to throw it away. Why? Because people didn't go out to take it. People didn't believe that the vaccine was going to save their life. People didn't believe that that coronavirus in itself existed. So all of these discrepancies, and these are not peculiar to Malawi or Sudan. It's just the same umbrella in Africa, where there's a lot of doubt there. And the most credible and important factor is that there's a significant disconnect between the government and the people, which is why you see a very, I'll say, huge drawback in terms of response to health measures in helping sure that the coronavirus situation is totally wiped off.
You know, I know there are plans to resume international travel and even stop social distancing. I know as a health worker, you might be wary of these measures, but we definitely wish you the very best. Or you know what, let me just ask you what you think about that. So the UK is planning to resume international travels from May the 17th. You see social distancing to be jettisoned by June the 21st. So let me just ask you point blank, as a health worker, are you wary that maybe this might mean more pressure on you if the cases begin to rise again?
I'll say, to be candid with you, I'll say no. Why am I saying that? Because there are facilities here that will ensure that everybody that comes into the country is accounted for. A large proportion of people that come into the country is accounted for. And by the time you arrive at the airport, you have been identified, and there is this track and trace app that everybody logs into. So eventually, if there is a hotspot somewhere, or there is a case somewhere, people try to keep that in a form of a bubble where people are not, that bubble is going to be put under control so that the virus itself does not go outside that bubble. So these are some of the things that the government have successfully put in place, and also the fact that a large population of the country is now vaccinated. So it's unlikely that if somebody comes now with possibly an active case, it's not going to have that wildfire approach that happened maybe last year or earlier in the pandemic. So that's almost totally eradicated. And the funny thing is, like, it's not just in UK here. There are a lot of varieties of the vaccines that have been made available, and even there's also now trying to juggle one vaccine, and the other.
So you know, Dr. Femi, I see I just opened a new vista of conversation for you right there, but hopefully we'll pick this up some other time. But I'd like to thank you so much, Dr. Olufemi Oyeko, a physician joining us from Essex in the United Kingdom.
You're welcome.